Okay, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my Drag 101 series. I've blocked my brows already, and so this video is how to put on the face tapes, cover that on the foundation, and draw on some beautiful, nice brows. Alright? Okay, so if that's something you want to see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I forgot to mention in my first video, but you do your brows before you do anything at all. That includes priming, because priming contains stuff like silicones and moisturizers, and if you get that in your brows, the glue won't stick. Okay, so I haven't primed my face or anything at all. This is the first thing I do. And I've already cleaned off this area here with rubbing alcohol, and now I put on my face tapes. I'll link down a link of the face tapes I use down below. It's really good. I buy them off Amazon, and I use them up really quickly because I use 4 at a time. So I usually put one here, and one here, and I use this point to connect to this point, so it pulls these 2 bits up, and this point at this time pull these 2 bits up. I find that if I just did this, the thing doesn't go long enough around my head to give enough tension, so I add this in as well. And at the same time, I can get rid of this extra skin here before I get any surgery done. Okay, so it's a nice dry spot. You can put it here, okay, just at your eye, whatever angle you want. So if you want it to be pulled this way, you do it, or if you want to pull up, even better. I also have very hooded eyes, so if I look forward, you can see I've got like tons of skin there. So this actually helps to open up the space of the eye a little bit for the eyeshadow. Okay, so usually I just put it like that. Okay, and try to match it on the other side, about there. So these two will pull my eyes that way. These, I put the jaw, I want to make it go that way too, okay, not straight up, but also at an angle. So something like that. I find it's easier to use the same hand on the same side, so you can just do it like this because you know it's going to go that way, okay? Instead of trying to do it like this, you can't see. Okay, so I want it to be pulled that way, so I just pop it on there. Okay, so this is going to pull my face up like that. Get that snatched look. You have to be snatched to be one to snatch. Okay, so when that's on, this is where I prime, okay? So I'm just going to use one of my favorite simple primers. This is Maybelline Baby Skin. It's a silicone-based primer. So the choice of primer depends on what you want to do, okay? So some primers are hydrating. Those are the water-based ones. That's some of the new Tatcha ones are like that. Some of them are blurring, okay? So they fill in like, you know, wrinkles and pores and everything. Some of them help the makeup to stay longer, and these are the silicone-based ones. I don't have that many lines on my face, thank goodness. Yet. So a silicone one usually I find works very well for my purposes. Okay, the Tatcha, that one tends to fill in the pores a bit more. Okay, there are a few others that are a little bit more watery. The Hydro Grip one is a silicone based one as well. I like these silicone based ones. Okay, so after you prime, you're ready to go in and just to erase the face. Okay, so when you do drag, you just want to erase your whole face. If you're doing regular everyday makeup, you probably wouldn't be blocking your brows, and you can use anything you like, but I tend to use something that's really full coverage. Okay, so Kryolan is what a lot of drag queens use. Kryolan is good, but it's a little bit expensive. It can be $20 or $30 depending on where you are, or whether you ship them in from overseas. Maron is really good a substitute as well. I really like Maron because it glides on really nicely, okay, and it's also silicone based. It matches the primer that you use. So today I'm probably going to use my Kryolan. So the Kryolan, you can just make it go all over. When it comes to the brows, I don't really like to, you know, go right over the brow with it because I feel that sometimes takes off some of the powder. What I like to do for the brows is that I like to actually use a liquid foundation. So I like to mix it up with liquid foundations and stick foundations. So today I'm going to be using my Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. This is found very easily in any drugstore. So other than a liquid foundation, sometimes I also use my Kryolan, but I like to use this old one, which is still on its last legs, okay? I've used it so much that I'm just digging out the last bits of it, and I refuse to waste any of it. So if you want, you can just dig out some of the Kryolan and just place it on the brow, okay? Okay, and what I like to do is you get your beauty blender. You can buy the Real Techniques ones in Guardian and Watsons, or you can buy them online. So this is a Morphe one. I like these Morphe ones, but they don't last very long. This one is starting to crack, okay? And use your liquid foundation, okay? So just squirt some. This is in porcelain. A light one will do, okay? And you just bounce that into the brows. Okay, and then blend it into the rest of your Kryolan. And that's how you block your brow. Okay, I'm just going to finish out the rest of the face. So, if you watched my last video, I used my glue stick on this side and used Pros-Aide on this side. So if you see Pros-Aide, I only put 2 coats, but you can see a little bit of texture there. And you can see there's a little bit of a distinct patch there, okay, of the glue, of the Pros-Aide, because it's not blended into the rest of the skin as nicely. You can usually remedy that with an even more full coverage foundation, okay? So, let's see, to fix that, just going to go over that with a little bit more Kryolan. See, you can see more texture there. So that's why I think the glue stick is probably better, okay? And also because I have these really Asian hairs, and Asian hairs are usually coarser than Caucasian hairs. So Pros-Aide is not my favorite. It really, see, compare this side. Okay, so that's the face. I've been liking to draw on my brows with creams first before I use shadows, and this actually allows me to correct any mistakes with concealer and also to fine-tune the shape of the brow. I'll be using my usual contour shade, which is V21 from Kryolan, okay, and I like to use a big angled brush, okay, and this is my favorite brush lately to do my brows with, okay. It's a big angled brush, okay, and actually I got this in a set from Amazon. It's one of the first few things I ever bought. It was like 20 bucks for a whole big set. It's a really cheap brush, but it works for drawing my brows. Okay, and for brows you can use any dark color, okay, depending on the color of your wig or whatever color that you're doing. You can go into blue, you can go with black. I've been liking using black recently, okay, for my brows just to go in, because the black marron cream blend is really, really easy to draw. But today I'm going to go for a very new natural look, so I'll be using my V21, okay, it's my contour color. So you just load up the brush with your contour color, okay, and then you decide on the shape of your brow. Okay, so I haven't set my face yet, so it's all still creamy. When I first started drag, I used to start my brows there, okay, and then I'll just draw there. I was really scared of bringing it too far in because I didn't want to get this monobrow kind of look, but I realized that actually bringing it in actually helps to balance out your eye makeup, okay? When I used to start it here and I did big eye makeups, it made my forehead look really big, okay, and because it opens up the middle of it. So if your eyebrow started there, okay, it makes your forehead look much broader. Okay, so now I like to start right where my brow starts, okay, maybe a little bit above. So my brow starts there and it's that thick. I will probably start there, okay? And let's just draw both sides first. So something like that. What Valentina does in my Valentina tutorial, she marks out the points of her brow. So she just plays connect the dots. So she'll draw one dot there, one dot somewhere up here, and one dot somewhere there at the tail. Okay? Another kind of brow that I used to like, okay, was the Naomi Smalls kind of brow, where you just go right across, okay, and you just get a nice big brow, okay? That's quite nice too, okay? But recently I've been liking almost the same shape but with a little bit of an arch, and that's what I'll do today. So, the usual rules of drawing brows on, okay, is that you start there from your nose, okay, and then you connect your nose to your pupil, your eye, and then you extend it up there, and this is where your arch should be. Okay, that's what most people say. Okay, so if I drew, it would look like that. But I don't really like that, okay, and in drag, you can break the rules, you can do anything you want. I've actually been more inspired by what Gigi Goode does. Gigi Goode's arch doesn't start there, okay, it starts somewhere here. So it's much nearer, and I find that actually helps to bring in the top of the head. So for people like me who have very broad foreheads, okay, manly foreheads, this actually helps to bring it in, okay? If I brought my brow all the way out there, it would be the same as if I drew my brow from there. So it really depends on the natural shape of the head. I have a very square forehead and I want to round it out. So in order to do that, I would like to bring my brows in. Okay, so I will actually have my arch somewhere there, okay? Almost right above my pupil. And then you decide where you want it to end. If you're using face tapes, this is a good time to put them on. Okay, so because this is going to change where your brow ends up. Okay, so I'm just going to put my face tapes on now. These face tapes also I will use until they disintegrate. There are no hard and fast rules for brows. You can have them any shape you want. So there are these sad brows that I do for my flapper look. You can even have these rounded brows that I did for the Juno Birch look. Anything works. I mean, just see what works with your face shape. Many different brows can work with your face shape too. So once it's about there, I will just draw it all the way to the temple there. Okay, so this is a nice big drag brow. Okay, and then try to match it the other side. Okay. So that's your base for your brow. Now you can go and thicken it up. So it's usually thicker at the front. Okay, I'll just add a little bit, little by little, okay? Don't worry if it's too thick there. You can always clean it up. It's still all in creams, so don't worry. Now it just looks like a pair of golden arches. But you can just play around with the thickness. Sometimes you want it thicker, sometimes you want it thinner. Okay, but just be confident with where your hands are going. Okay, and now you can conceal. Using the same brand of brushes that from that one, these cheaper ones, I will go in with my whites. Okay, so my usual white is my 070 from my Kryolan. You can use Clown White, you can use Marron, you can use your concealer, anything. And now you want to sharpen up the tail, okay? You want to make sure, see how, now it's just one big chocolate streak, okay? Now you can refine the shape with the white. Okay, you can start here and just work little by little. Okay, don't rush it. You just want to make sure that this shape is, make sure the tail is nice and sharp. There you go. Okay. It's nice and rounded. Yeah. See how quick that was? It's a nice arch brow, okay? And this gives you tons of space for your eye makeup here. And then you do the same on the other side. Okay, so now I notice that this part here is not as thick. I want this to be a little bit thicker. So it's still all in cream, so don't worry, okay? You can just play around with the shapes. Okay, and the good thing about these face tapes is that they take up foundation too. So that's the brow on this side, and it's pretty much the same. Okay, so this is a nice big drag brow. Okay, and after this, all you have to do is set it, and then fill it in with eyeshadow, which I'll show you in another video. All right, so that's it for this video for drawing on the brow, and thanks for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell for post notifications. Alright, I'll see you in the next one where I'm going to do some contouring. Bye.